Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane, and today we're going to be doing a reading for spiritual guidance. The card that came out was number 26, which whittles it down to 8. 8 is a number of working really. It's good work. It's really precise type deals when you're working on an 8. They're hard cards, but they're not hard cards in the way that 5s are hard cards. 5s are painfully hard. 8s are like, I don't know, you're really getting to the root of something and really working through. It's the excellent type of work that needs to get done for you to move forward. This is a card of surrendering. Surrender is often gets a very bad rap. It gets the rap of I'm giving up, or I'm showing my weaknesses, and it really isn't that type of surrendering. It's surrendering to the fact that maybe you've done a lot, you've been through a lot, and you need help. It may be showing a little bit of your vulnerability, your underbelly, showing that you are a human after all. And by doing that, when you open yourself up that way, you also open yourself up to the fact that you are open to receiving. When you release it to the universe, you're actually putting it out there going, I'm struggling here, and I may be needing some help. And that vulnerability, when you surrender to that, to the universe, that makes you the student. Okay, so they're connected. It makes you open to receiving new information. Maybe in the places that you were resisting that type of information before. People see vulnerability as a weakness, and I have to admit, Pisces, I've seen that as a weakness as well in my lifetime. When you go through difficult periods in your life, you tend to sometimes get a very rigid view of things around you, and I still work on that daily. I still feel sometimes I don't have enough empathy for certain people, especially when I see that they're not trying. Especially after I've seen what I've been through, I find it hard. But I try to understand from their standpoint that that things may be really, really hard to let go. Everybody's got their own path. I clearly realize that now. That even though it may look on the surface that they've suffered less, the suffering does not equal the event in your life. People can have an equal amount of suffering for lesser events. It's just depending on how that affects you. So be careful how you judge everybody's experiences, because everybody feels their own pain. When you have this pain and you break down and just kind of close off for a long period of time in your life, it's not always easy to let go and let God, as they say, which to me is surrendering to the universe and admitting that you need help, to the people around you and to Spirit, that you are open to receive. But when you open yourself, you leave room for growth. And that's what this beautiful page is. You leave room for things to find you, okay? By giving, you're opening up to receive. And that is a beautiful thing. It's the kind of energy you really want to be in. Okay? So I'm going to talk to you tenderly about that. Alright, so today I picked Spirit Junkie and Spirit Messages. I'm going to take the Spirit Messages because first we're going to see what comes out here. I want to see what spirits have to say, how they're going to support you through your vulnerability. You see, this is opening yourself up to trust. This is what I was talking about, leaving your heart wide open. By doing that, you reopen places that have maybe been closed down for a very long time. And you also allow yourself to trust what comes in. It's like, you see, it's like the surrendering, the arms wide open. I trust the universe to take care of me. While your logical mind is dictating a supposedly clear direction, your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow an alternative path. The logical path may be one that you consider safe and more familiar, like closing off, but you could be missing out on boundless opportunities and so much more. So the reason for this as well is, as I said, if you're closed, you're not open to new things. If you're open to everything. And I feel here it's without fear. Without fear. They're telling you, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Okay? The whole purpose of being here is not to see how far you can get without getting hurt. Without stubbing your toe. It's to see how much wisdom you can accumulate. What you can learn about yourself. What you can add to your essence. I like sometimes to think as my soul, as my essence. The thing that lingers after the bodies go away. In each lifetime, the essence is left. And with it a really intense, beautiful wisdom. The important stuff stays. Okay? Choices. Again, when you're open, your choices become more. You get more choices. You get more doors that open. You have more opportunities. When you accept responsibility for your life and the choices you make, you begin to tap into the power of your own spirit. You'll be able to listen to and appreciate the intuitive wisdom that's inside you and apply it positively and constructively to your outside world. There's a message they want me to pass on right here. They're talking about the fact that being vulnerable and opening yourself up to the world means that you're unsafe. They want to tell you this one message. You're always safe to yourself. You're always safe within you. Doesn't matter what the outside world is doing or what they do to you. The safety that you long for is the trust that you have for yourself. Trust yourself. And trust yourself to keep yourself safe. We're dealing again with some root chakra. So if you want to look at root chakra healing videos, I suggest to go do that on YouTube. There's plenty of them. Definitely would help your situation at this moment. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So you have a lot of choices coming up. You're very open to the light. Both the light showing in these doors, both the light showing swirling in this beautiful spiral. You guys know what I think of spirals, 369. That beautiful spiral. The one that's in our DNA, the one that's part of the universe. It's really there and it's really for us. Trust in it. Okay? A lot of the times when we can't trust people around us, it's because we fear of making the wrong decisions. In other words, we don't trust ourselves. It's a lack of faith in yourself. Because you feel like you've been duped before. But what you're forgetting is that you have mountains and years of experience now dealing with that. You know the signs. Okay? Don't punish yourself for the rest of your life for the innocence of the young, or the innocence of youth, or the innocence of inexperience, whatever you want to call it. We all have to stumble a bit before we learn how to walk properly, before we learn how to run. Okay? Alright. These are spirit messages today, so this is kind of guidance on your way. As you're making decisions, these are the things that they want you to pay attention to. to remind yourself of. The Three of Cups. This is a reconnection to you, to spirit, to yourself. Three is a very beautiful number for me because it's always a reconnection to things that you've forgotten. We're always in the two. We always feel that there's two. There's this, the left and the right in life. But as I keep telling you in all the videos, the two sides of the coin, the part that you're missing is the coin. Okay? The coin's always there, regardless of the side. If the coin wasn't there, they wouldn't be a heads or tail. So you have to remember that there's the third component is so important. Okay? Even in relationships with somebody else, there's you, there's them, and then there's us. There is always a middle ground. There's always, that's where you find what you need, is in the middle. It's true of life as well. Yeah. Ace of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful card. Of course it's replenishing, okay? Because being closed off, being shut off from everything, that's when you dry up. That's when your heart refuses to give anymore. That's when you shut the door on love. You shut the door on everything. You shut the door on you. And the water doesn't keep overflowing into this beautiful river, and the river will dry up. And suddenly you're looking around and going, what the heck happened? What the heck happened? Why do I feel so alone? What they want you to look at is make sure that you didn't close the door. Because sometimes we like to tell people, this is happening to me. I had nothing to do with it. I would say that a lot of the time, we all have something to do with it. That's another part that's very hard to admit. That we close the door on things, that we refuse things, that things happen to us and we even stopped it from happening again. Okay, because it's something that we are comfortable with. So by being vulnerable to yourself, by admitting to yourself what's happened, whether you were in it, whether it was somebody else, all of the little nuances in there, okay? As I've been saying, it's going to be really important to be really truthful with yourself. For a couple years now that I've been here, I can actually say that. We have been looking at how to fix the root chakra. And it's not just fix, it's how to give it peace. How to make it feel whole again. How to open it back up. It's by trusting yourself. It's by just being different, okay? It's obvious that the world, the way it's been working for many, many things, has not been working. It's not been fulfilling us. We've become imprisoned in the lifestyles that we lead and the jobs that we do. It's not working. We need to be kind to one another. And yes, things need to get done, and there's certain jobs that really need people there, understood. But there are different ways. Let's make jobs that are fulfilling. Let's make food that is nourishing. Let's make products that are sustainable. Let's make things that are worth the people doing the jobs. Okay? Alright, so it's all about replenishing you, then we replenish each other, then we replenish the planet, and so on and so on. It's just something that goes in. Yeah, and you have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is just the Queen of receiving. She's the very feminine energy, okay? She's empathic. She's receptive. She's the listener. She's open. She's open to emotions. Even the raw ones, even the vulnerable ones, okay? But she can do it with grace. She can do it with with a lot of beauty and there's a lot of calm, and her cup always has room for more, okay? And that's what you need to be. You need to get rid of the crap out of the cup, okay? Get rid of the whatever. If there was plastic in that cup or debris, it's time to dump it out and really let the water come in. Let the emotion, the beauty, okay? The star, very appropriate, of course, because this is a realignment. Okay, love the fact that they bring the stork, because in my history, the stork has been the one who brings babies, of course, right? The stork always brought babies, and this stork means that it's giving birth to your alignment, and your alignment's going to give birth to your goals and your balance in your life. It's gorgeous. And again, the very feminine receiving part. You go from the closing, aggressive part to the receiving, open part, the vulnerable part. You have the 2 underneath. I like seeing that there. Oh, just nothing but great cards today for you there, Pisces. Spirit message. The magic inside of you. Holding the tools. Ready for action. All you have to do is tap into that personal power. You have to realize that your power is in receiving. Your power is in your vulnerability. Your power is in trust. Okay? To take the chance and open the doors and see what's there. To go on a quest to learn. I want you to feel like that person who has, who's looking at the world in brand new eyes. And very, you know, when you're on a quest for something, when you were young and wanted to see something and learn something and were very passionate about something, that's what they want you to do. And by no means they understand that this is not going to be easy for some of you. It's not easy for me. Some days it's really not easy. It's easy to do it from home, but when you go out and you're with other people who are spewing the same garbage that you heard 3 years ago, you're thinking, when in Sam's Hill are you going to get it? And when are you going to stop, like, you know, barraging me with this energy? But for that, you need to just be inside of yourself. You need to be true to all the work that you've done. Don't fall back into that. Okay? Like I said, the more people change around these certain type of people, one day it's going to even clue into them, because, you know, when you're the only one acting like a jerk or an idiot, at one point you either stay that way and retract yourself, or you look around and say, what the heck am I doing wrong? Okay? So even if they follow by default, that's a good thing. We've done it for other things that weren't so good for us, you know, the popular thing, which everybody does it. It's all right. Okay? Even they do it because these people, this is the Page of Swords, and this is the people I'm talking about. The gossips. The one who are stuck in that thing of this is the reality, and, you know, you've got to respect that. Even though, you know, they're really not getting it. You know, it's all a smoke screen. They never have a clear picture of what's coming at them. And, you know, they're holding the sword, claiming it's the true one. Okay? You got to get past that. You got to look at them and going, you got to find a better one. You got to find a better truth. Truth is subjective. And it's okay to tell them you believe in that, but I'm just not going to do it. Okay? So Spirit's saying, definitely. Definitely a challenge for you, okay? Especially if you're dealing with others who are unbending and unwilling to change. It's definitely going to be somewhat of a challenge for you to deal with this type of people, to get out of that cycle of crap. But it's important that you are very committed to yourself, okay? And don't let it detract you, because I feel that you start doing this, and then somebody comes in, and you start feeling disconnected from this again. You go, oh, maybe it's not a good idea to surrender myself to vulnerability, especially when these yahoos are around me. But you have to realize that Spirit wants your commitment, and they're going to keep sending these people to make sure that when you do give in, even though they're around, this is like it's like your own test sent from them to you, from you. In other words, this is a test for you to pass, for your own sake to pass, so that you realize you trust yourself, okay? Because if you can do this in spite of the crap going on around you, and you can trust and believe that you can make this world a better place, and you can trust yourself in it, that's when the changes come, because that's power that nobody sees. Okay? Alright. So, Spirit Junkie. Let's see here, Pisces. This deck hid from me all of last week. I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it. And it was right in front of my face, but I couldn't see it for the life of me. So, that's a message in itself. And it says, that message always tells me is that the answer you're looking for is right under your nose. You're just not looking in the right space. So if anybody needs that message, I certainly got it last week. And they hid 2 decks for me, which was funny, because after the first deck I kind of gave up. I said, oh, it'll turn up. And then the second deck disappeared the same way. And I thought, okay, they want me to pay attention. And as soon as I said it, I found the decks. Don't miss the signs, okay? These idiots that come around you, they're signs, okay? They want you to commit. They want you to be serious. They want you to double down and say, yeah, I don't care if they're there. I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust. I'm going to surrender to the universe. All right, so let's see here. Creativity flows from me. I am a divine creator.